But one commonality, I think, between higher education and K to 12 is that we continuously teach different generations. And every generation comes with different qualities. We talk about baby bloomers, Generation X, millennials, Generation Z, and now Alpha as well. And we're starting to think, how can we change the way we interact with them? And I think some of those transcend between schools and university. For example, one interesting fact I've learned about Generation Z, which is those who are born up until 2012, when surveyed in the US, 40% said that they prefer access to reliable Wi-Fi over reliable bathrooms. Now imagine the mentality of students like that, where you ask them to take away their phone. It creates anxiety, it creates boredom. So teachers now, at least in university, are allowing them to use the phone in class, but engaging with them. For example, using basic polling system to have them use their devices to engage, asking them to Google stuff. So asking them to use what they appreciate the most to help learning, as opposed to isolating it out like we used to do before. You can no longer isolate it completely, whether it's an iPad, a tablet, or a mobile phone. Secondly, the attention span is becoming shorter and shorter and shorter. And therefore, professors in university right now no longer record the whole 1 hour lecture and post. It's useless. Nobody watches it. We're moving right now into posting much shorter videos. It might be the same content. 20 videos over 2 weeks is far more effective than one whole lump. So same goes with teachers here. When you send supporting videos or supporting content, break it down into bites, because that's how they analyze, that's how they think. Another interesting fact is, with this specific generation, they're not as collaborative. They're much more competitive. So how can you use that competitiveness? They're no longer willing to wait until the semester results or the assignment results. You have to have instant rewards or instant feedback. Or we hear about instant gratification, the likes of the post and so forth. They expect the same thing from the school system. So we're increasingly encouraging teachers and lecturers to have some sort of feedback, shorter loop feedback, that is along the same lines of what they've been designed to think about. So again, I think it's a very challenging time. I've heard some interesting discussion, but I think the biggest thing to take into consideration is, how do we deal with this generation that actually thinks differently, views the world with a different lens, and how can we make the most out of it? We need to change our ways to make the most out of them. And I think what we have seen so far is only Generation Z. I'm yet to see Generation Alpha, who are labeled the children of the millennials. And that, I think, is a whole different game, but I'm not getting into that. I wish you all the best. These are interesting times.
Thank you.
Again, God bless you all, because whatever you do, we build upon. And at the end of the day, it's the most highly respected position to be in teaching, because you are building the most human, the most important asset, which is a human capital.
Thank you. Thank you.